CNN is imploding very hard right now because of the fact that they are getting huge backlash from their counterparts and Democrats. Yes, that is true. Kamala Harris has agreed to finally do a sit-down interview, but this time with Tim Walz. Oh, that is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have a show for you guys tonight? Smash the like button and take a look at this.
We are learning that CNN will hold an exclusive interview with Kamala Harris, her first since becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. Her running mate, Tim Walz, will join as well for this first interview. This is also their first interview together as the Democratic ticket. Let's bring in our CNN political director, David Chalian. So, David, what are we learning?
Yeah, I mean, we have been waiting to see this next sort of important hurdle for Kamala Harris and her campaign to jump, which is after a very successful 6 weeks here since she became the Democratic nominee, coalesced the party behind her, raised a ton of money, injected enthusiasm, got a running mate, pulled off a convention. All of that, though, Alex, very scripted. Now, a couple other things coming up. They said they were going to schedule an interview.
Very scripted, he says. Very scripted. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, CNN is getting huge backlash because they're allowing a softball interview and she won't even do it alone. She won't even do this interview alone. I don't know if you guys know who Scott Jennings is, but Scott Jennings is the GOAT, conservative commentator, but he's a conservative commentator on CNN. Take a look at what he has to say about this.
Is the line now going to be, well, why isn't she doing it by herself?
Yeah, I do think people are going to bring that up. Like, I have great confidence in Dana and CNN to do this. I think it's incredibly weak sauce to show up with your running mate. The fact that they don't.
Weak sauce. I love this guy. Weak sauce. Look at Anderson Cooper.
Like, I have great confidence in Dana and CNN to do this. I think it's incredibly weak sauce to show up with your running mate. The fact that they don't have enough confidence in her to let her sit herself, the actual top of the ticket, and do a single interview. In fact, I think the hand wringing and the gyrations over this over the last month show a troubling lack of confidence in her political ability, which also makes you wonder as a voter, well, what kind of president would you be if this kind of a small time decision, can we do an interview or not? What does that look like for your decision-making process, so on? So, yes, I think Republicans are going to think it's pretty weak to show up with effectively someone to take up half the time.
Wow. Wow. But let's go back to Scott Jennings versus CNN. Take a look at this.
Trump right now is 0 for 1 when it comes to debates, right? Like, he may think that he won that debate, but it might be that he actually lost the war because of that debate. Because after that debate, Joe Biden left. And when Joe Biden left, he ended up with Kamala Harris. So he should be careful.
Sorry, guys, I was muted. I was saying, did you guys see this right here? Scott Jennings is hilarious. Scott Jennings he's going to be one of the main reasons why I tune into CNN. Anytime he's on there, I'm going to be on there because he does not hold back. And by not holding back, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to just a day ago on CNN. Brutal.
He doesn't want to debate her, Scott.
Well, first of all, as the only bona fide chicken farmer at this table,
that's why I came to you
I am
first.
offended. I am offended by this. He does want to debate her. He's going to debate her. In fact, he wanted to do like 3 debates, and she agreed to this one. And he agreed to the rules against Biden. Now she wants to change the rules, even though these were the rules they used against Biden.
Should he be happy that the rules would be that he can say whatever he wants? Like, I mean, if he really wants to debate her, that would be what he would want.
I don't know. They're going to debate. He needs to debate because he's going to have to hold her to account for her record as vice president, her positions when she ran for president, her record in the Senate, because no one else is going to help him. And the idea that they're calling him chicken when she won't answer a single question, a hard question from a journalist right now.
Scott Jennings. That's him. A lot of people are like, who's Scott Jennings? This guy. This is Scott Jennings defending Trump's positions on CNN.
It's a little rich to me. But I think they'll do it. And I think they both have reason to need to show up. They both have something to prove.
I mean, I think he's just getting a taste of his own medicine. For the last 8 years or so, Donald Trump has mocked, baited, said nasty things, even most recently as this week. And the Harris campaign is just poking at him, poking the bear and seeing what Donald Trump will show up. Will he debate I mean, I know you feel confident about this. The American people deserve a debate, but I am not sure. Look, why not let the mic stay on? Do you think your candidate can remain disciplined enough? You know, the last debate definitely went in Trump's favor in the immediate. Joe Biden had a terrible performance, which is why now Kamala Harris is at the top of the ticket. I don't think he's going to have another hit like that. And so that's why he's hedging his bets right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Harris, look, she doesn't even really have to do anything here because Trump is the one who keeps kind of hemming and hawing about this, giving her the upper hand. And to Scott's point, I mean, the storyline could be about how she hasn't done an interview. We're 5 days away from the end of the month. It's supposed to happen within those 5 days. It hasn't yet, but instead Trump is putting on the table that he's, I don't know, scared, that he doesn't want to do it, that he only wants to do it under circumstances that are favorable.
Trump is scared. Trump is scared. I mean, I'm just going to play this one more time. This is the first interview she's going to do as the presidential nominee.
We are learning that CNN will hold an exclusive interview with Kamala Harris, her first since becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. Her running mate, Tim Walz, will join as well for this first interview. This is
for the first interview. First interview is going to involve Tim Walz. And Donald Trump is scared. What?
To him.
We know a lot of times this is just posturing. You know, we have different people, different campaigns. They're playing the expectations game. They're just trying to have an angle for what they want. I fully agree with Scott here. We're going to see a debate. There's no question about that. The stakes are, of course, very high. You know, the last time President Trump walked onto the debate stage, it was arguably the most consequential presidential debate we've seen, maybe even more so than Nixon versus Kennedy back in 1960. So I'm fully confident there will be a debate, and it's going to be must-see TV.
You know, the funny thing about this debate about debate rules is if you don't adhere to the rules, nothing happens. nobody ever comes out and go away.
There are no penalty boxes.
This thing is over now. You just broke the thing. So, you know, I mean, I've been through this a million times.
Which usually, I mean, works in Trump's favor because he kind of rolls through these rules, and then it all just ends up with him
one
talking
thing about
more
Trump
than
is
everybody else.
you can prepare for any scenario. And Harris is going to be very prepared. She's going to be very calm. She's going to prosecute him. And it's going to be a very clear debate for her. I think when you go into debates, it's really important to have very specific goals. You want to accomplish, you know, maybe 3 things at most, maybe 4.
She's going to prosecute him? Really?
And that could be anything from prove that you're likable to unveiling new policy to showing that you're tough on foreign policy or something. Yeah, Harris is a very focused person. This will be a comfortable environment for her. So I think they're having a ball over there.
She wants to she wants to recreate all of these moments of Trump on the debate stage.
Look, it's just not true. And so please go.
You didn't delete them?
Allow her to respond, please.
Personal emails, not official.
33,000?
Well, we turned over 35,000.
Is this supposed to make Trump look bad, CNN? This is going to make him look really good.
So
it was. What about the other 15,000?
Please allow her to respond. She didn't talk while you talked.
Yes, that's true. I didn't.
Because you have nothing to say. Excuse me. I got rid of the individual mandate, which was a big chunk of
comprehensive
plan. That is absolutely a big thing.
Is this supposed to make him look bad?
That was the worst part of Obama.
CNN is imploding.
Sir,
Chris, that was the worst part of Obama.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe. The individual mandate was the most unpopular aspect of Obamacare. I got rid of it.
I'd like
and we will protect people.
The question
is, radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's on your list?
Gentlemen, I think
this is so unprecedented.
This is supposed to make him look bad. This is making him look great.
I'm not going to give a list.
Look, he's got one mission at this thing.
It's
one mission
not that.
Well, no, the first debate against Biden was a disaster. He actually got better in the second when they didn't have the middle one. The last one they did, he was somewhat better. but it was too late at that point. This one, he's got one mission. He cannot let her get away with running as something other than the incumbent. She is Joe Biden's vice president. The entire mission of this debate is to ask the American people a simple question. If you are mad about what is going on in this country, and you're mad about inflation, and you're mad about the border, how could you possibly keep the same administration in place that you think has broken it? Now, it's boring because you need to do that for 90 straight minutes, and sometimes he gets bored with the same thing for 90 straight minutes. But if he achieves that, that's the mission, right? That's what he's got to do.
Here's the thing. I think that everyone is saying, oh, we want the vice president to do an interview. Oh, there's a lot of demands on Kamala Harris right now in terms of policy. And I think she has laid out the policy. In the debate,
which
I like these notes here. I like these notes. The whole narrative that Trump is scared is just insane. It's downright laughable.
Kamala Harris has the opportunity to draw the contrast. It's not like Donald Trump has rolled out a miles length of policy other than we don't want this, we hate this, we don't like this, we want to take this back, we want to take this away from the American folk. He's not telling you how he's going to bring inflation down. He's not telling you if we had another global pandemic, how he would lead better. He's not saying why he doesn't have his current former vice president on the stage in a couple of weeks because he charged the insurrection. Kamala Harris has a great opportunity to draw the contrast. And while so many people are making demands on her, she can say, what are the demands you have of him? And when they go toe to toe.
He was president, plus he has Agenda 47. If you want to look up Trump's policies, you could legitimately look up his policies, what his plan is for the next administration. You can't really do that with Kamala Harris.
I think the American people will align with her.
You know, I think the way Trump is going into this mentally is a disaster for him. And I think his campaign knows it. He's going to he doesn't respect the vice president. And that's going to come across.
Yeah, he called her dumb several times today.
He has a problem with women. He has a real problem with black women in power. And this is going to come across. I think this is going to be a very bad night for Trump. I don't think it's...
What? He has a problem with black women leading? Who is this white liberal? I hate these white liberals, man.
It's going to be about policy or anything. I think it's just going to be about what vibe you get from these two people.
The demeanor.
I just... You can't coach this guy. He's like an athlete who's uncoachable.
Well, he said, okay, I got to play this for you, Stuart, because this is what he told reporters today.
I'm not spending a lot of time on it. I think my whole life I've been preparing for a debate. You know, you can go in and you can have all sorts of sessions. I watched Mitt Romney go in and he worked so hard. 4 weeks, he locked himself into a log cabin, and then he developed lockjaw. He couldn't speak. You have to be real.
Well, wait, the first debate we were good.
Scott and I were there.
We were good.
Scott and I were at those debates. They were actually
the lockjaw part was the part.
Is this supposed to make Trump look bad?
It's like, wait, what?
There's always this need to try to make sense of what Trump is saying, like it may be part of some strategy. Otherwise, he just kind of comes across as a blithering idiot, when the truth is he's just sort of a blithering idiot. And he says this stuff. It has no meaning. It has no focus to it. And he's an angry guy. He thought he had won. And I've seen this. Scott, you've seen it too in campaigns. When a candidate thinks they've won and something happens and that gets taken away, that is a really rough emotional moment. And it takes a lot of maturity to deal with that, if you can.
And he is living through that very publicly right now, where he felt that week. I mean, we were right on the set with each other, Scott. You felt that the campaign was locked up.
Oh, we were on our way to a landslide. I mean, the
different.
Republicans were going to have a landslide. Any Democrat will tell you that's what they were mentally preparing for. And so everybody believed that. He believed it. By the way, he's still also, I think, living through.
I don't agree with that, but anyway.
You don't think we were going to have a landslide against Biden?
No, I think that
we're going to have a landslide now.
Then why don't they still have him, Stuart?
Exactly, stupid.
Also, I think living through.
I don't agree with that, but anyway.
You don't think we were going to have a landslide against Biden?
No, I think that Trump.
Then why don't they still have him, Stuart?
Because he had a terrible debate and he's too old to be president.
Here's the test of the leadership.
But look, I think Trump has a ceiling. It's like he's never broken 47%. He won with 46.2%. We lost with Romney when Romney got 47.2%. And he lost by 7 million votes. I just don't see where he's getting new customers.
Here's the thing about leaders is that you have to be able to be nimble and adjust. He can't even adjust to a different opponent. He thought it was going to be Joe Biden. It's not Joe Biden. And he can't adjust to Kamala Harris, and we want him to have the nuclear codes. Like, either you're a leader or you're
Oh my God. Come on, Scott. Shut this down.
up to it or you're not. No, I mean,
you're
he's
acting like
stumbling.
you're acting like this is a common occurrence for parties to switch out their nominees in the summer. I mean, this is a totally unheard of, audacious thing the Democrats
So was
have done.
COVID. But you know what? You got to learn how to roll with the punches if you want to be the leader of the free world. If you can't handle a change of candidate, I surely don't want you handling my country.
What do they think in Georgia? I think we're winning. I think he's doing fine in Georgia. And I think people are still okay with his presidency versus what they're getting out of Biden. Are they not?
Well, and that's the thing. It's a very unique opportunity voters have. Normally when we have an election cycle, you have to look at what the candidate is saying and try to guess the impact their policies will have on your life. But now voters can go, okay, was my life better under President Trump when I could get $2 gas at the pump? Or is it better now? And in Georgia, where I'm from, we're seeing inflation is sky high. It is really hurting people. Their everyday lives are being impacted in a negative way by the Biden-Harris administration. And that's what they're going to be voting on when they go to the polls.
This is the argument he's got. This is what he's got to stick with. I mean, this is like when I was in, we had this. Well, they're in, you have
and
that.
then a global pandemic happened. I
Is that Trump's fault?
watched the handling of it for a year. I kept.
How did he botch it?
Bleach in arms.
Did he or did he not?
That's a hoax. Look at this. They're hoaxing. What a question. That's a great question by Scott Jennings there.
They're in, you have
and
that.
then a global pandemic happened. I botched the handling of it for a year. I kept.
How did he botch it?
Bleach in arms.
Did he or did he not leave?
Scott, you're not going to. You're not.
I'm asking.
Scott, you don't have to do this.
Did
you don't
he or
have
did
to
he
do
not
this.
leave Joe Biden the vaccine, which Kamala Harris claims she wouldn't take as long as Donald Trump developed it?
He told us to put bleach
Damn, he's cooking.
in arms. He told us that it wasn't real. He told us Fauci was a fraud. He told us not to wear a mask.
That's
He told
debatable
us.
now.
I mean, he told us if Donald Trump would have been the president longer, we would have probably had more than, sadly, 1 million people lose lives.
Oh my God. Yeah, CNN is imploding. This is what an implosion looks like. They can't even name policies. They're just going after. By the way, that's a hoax. That's a huge hoax. The bleach in skin thing, that is a major hoax. If they're still pushing that, they need to be sued as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Yeah, they still believe in all that crazy stuff. This is RFK Jr.'s Democrat running mate.
I think Kamala Harris is dangerous to me because she is the ultimate puppet for an organization that has, I believe, since President Obama, not actually run real people.
Mm-hmm.
They have selected amongst a very small group of individuals that they can control and dictate policy over.
Yes.
I don't think Kamala Harris is somebody who will sit here and tell you how she feels. I think that human capacity of hers has long gone.
Right. Well, she's going to do price controls at supermarkets, so we don't have to worry about that.
But that is exactly how you get to a famine. I mean, this is,
I know.
This is the basics. This is communism 101.
Yeah, I would have to agree. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about this crazy CNN panel, crazy backlash that they're receiving here by doing an interview with her, but not with her alone, with her running mate. That is how they're doing this interview. And that is CNN. So she has the media on her side, but now the media that's on her side is actually imploding because, hey, we kind of just messed up by allowing this because now the rest of the world is looking at us stupidly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the like buttons. Let me know where you guys are watching from. As always, my name is Lou Valentino, and comment down below how you guys feel.